Welcome to Reddit Confessions.
Her phone buzzed while she was in the shower. I glanced at the screen, expecting the usual, a Slack ping, some calendar alert, maybe her mother. Instead, it was a flight confirmation. Except it wasn't real. Not really. I know that now. But back then I kissed her goodbye at the curb outside Austin Bergstrom, told her to nail that workshop, and watched her wheel a half-empty suitcase through the automatic doors like she was actually going somewhere. 3 days, she smiled. Boring lectures, bad hotel coffee, and team-building bullshit. Don't miss me too much. I smiled back, lied right to her face. I always do. She hugged me fast, like she didn't want to linger, like she was scared I'd look too close. The suitcase should have been the first clue. It looked full from a distance. But when I carried it down the stairs that morning, it felt wrong. Too light. Like a prop. But I didn't question it. Because love makes you stupid. Or maybe hopeful. Probably both. My name is Daniel Blake. I'm 38. I run a small chiropractic clinic in South Austin. Nothing flashy. Adjustments, community health talks, a free yoga class in the park every other Saturday. I'm the kind of guy who remembers birthdays, who makes Sunday pancakes, who still believes in thank you notes and second chances. My wife, Samantha, is 36. Corporate marketing executive at a tech firm downtown. Polished. Ambitious. The type who never has a hair out of place, who curates her Instagram like it's a brand campaign. At home, though, cold. Efficient. Like everything had to be scheduled, including affection. We had no kids. Not for lack of trying. She said she wanted to get further in her career first. Said babies would slow us down. I said okay, because I believed in her. And for years, I believed we were solid. But that morning, the goodbye felt off. The hug, the suitcase, the way she flinched when I offered to drive her all the way to the terminal. Just drop me at departures, she said. Security lines are hell today. I drove home in silence. Turned on the radio. Switched it off again. I didn't know why I was anxious. I just was. It was 4 hours later when my phone rang. My sister Lisa. Loud, unfiltered, and loyal to a fault. Dan. Hey, Lise. What's up? Silence for half a beat. Then, why is Sam walking out of that Airbnb on 4th and Rio Grande? With some dude in a button-down and gym shorts. My mouth went dry. What? I just saw her, Lisa said. I was grabbing tacos with Andy, and we parked across the street. I wasn't sure it was her until I saw the stupid scarf she always wears. That blue one. She was laughing. With him. Holding coffee. Like they lived there. I couldn't speak. Dan. She told me she was in Dallas. For a workshop. Lisa was quiet for a second. Then she said something that stuck in my ribs like a knife. Well, unless Dallas suddenly moved 15 minutes from your house, she's lying. I didn't remember hanging up. I didn't remember walking to the sink. But I do remember standing there, gripping the counter, feeling the weight of something shatter inside me. She never left the city. She lied. And not just about where she was going. About everything. And in that moment, I knew 2 things. 1, I needed proof. 2, I wasn't going to confront her. Not yet. I wanted it to hurt. I installed the tracker at midnight. Her car was parked in our garage. I waited until I heard her soft breathing from the bedroom, slipped on gloves, and crawled under the frame with my flashlight like I was back in high school fixing up my first beater. Except this time, it wasn't for fun. This was war prep. The tracker was small, magnetic, and linked to a burner app on my phone. Took less than 3 minutes. I didn't sleep that night. Just laid there next to her, watching the ceiling fan spin in slow, methodical circles. Her back was to me. Always was. The next morning, she kissed my cheek and said, "Be good while I'm gone, okay?" I smiled. Always am. She was gone by 8 a.m. I opened the app by 8:01. The pin didn't move for almost 2 hours. I waited. Drank burnt coffee. Paced. Then it shifted. Not north toward Dallas. West. Exactly 15 minutes. 4th and Rio Grande. Same damn Airbnb. I zoomed in until the blue dot was sitting right on the rooftop unit I knew from Lisa's photo. She was back. No suitcase this time. No flights. No fake conferences. She just drove straight there like it was routine. Like she belonged. And stayed the whole day. She didn't text. Didn't call. Said the Wi-Fi at the hotel was unpredictable. Right. Because a downtown Airbnb in Austin has worse Wi-Fi than a Holiday Inn. She came home that evening like nothing happened. Kissed me on the cheek. Took a shower. Showed me a stupid branded tote bag from the workshop. I asked her how the lectures were. She rolled her eyes. So boring. I laughed. Bet. And I checked the tracker again when she went to bed. She'd been at the Airbnb for 9 hours. Never left. Next day, she went back. And this time I followed. Not close. Not enough to get spotted. Just enough to confirm what I already knew in my bones. She parked. Got out. Same scarf. Same smile. And then he opened the door. Andrew Reyes. I knew the name. She'd mentioned him before. Out-of-town co-worker. Based in Phoenix. Smooth as hell, she once said, laughing. Yeah, smooth enough to have his hands on my wife's waist as he pulled her inside. She never saw me. I stayed parked a block away. Didn't need more. Not yet. But the rage was already building. Quiet. Focused. That night, I opened a folder on my laptop. Named it Receipts. The war had officially begun. Lisa's photo hit my phone like a bullet. I was in the middle of adjusting a patient's lower back when it buzzed in my pocket. I don't normally check messages during sessions, but something made me glance. The screen lit up with an image. Blurry, taken from across the street, but clear enough. Samantha, leaning into Andrew Reyes. Her lips on his cheek. His hand on her hip. Outside the same Airbnb. Timestamped. Geotagged. Lisa doesn't play around. My hands started trembling. I faked a cramp in my wrist and asked my patient if we could pause. I locked the office door, sat down, and stared at the photo for a full minute. It was real now. Not a suspicion. Not just a blue dot on a tracker. This was proof. That night, Samantha sent me a text. A photo of a hotel lobby. Can you believe this is the only place with decent Wi-Fi? Can't even FaceTime. Miss you, Red Heart. I almost laughed. The lies were so casual. So practiced. She had no idea I was watching her entire charade unravel in real time. Lisa called me 20 minutes later. I got more if you want them. I didn't get too close, but I saw them head inside together. He had a key. She looked comfortable. I swallowed hard. Thanks. I needed that. Lisa's voice was tight. Dan, what are you going to do? I didn't answer right away. Just looked at the photo again. I'm going to give her the best anniversary of her life. Lisa exhaled. Damn, that sounds ominous. It should. I ended the call. My hands were steady again. Because now, I had the receipts. And Samantha? She had no idea what was coming. I booked the Airbnb 2 days later. Same unit. Same rooftop view. Same bed she'd been cheating in. I used her credit card. She smiled when I told her. You remembered, she said, looking up from her laptop. That place we stayed a few years back, right? God, that was such a fun weekend. I forced a smile. Thought we could recreate it. She laughed. We deserve a break. You've been working so much. And I've got that pitch next month. I could use a mental reset. Mental reset. Right. I told her I made dinner reservations for Saturday. Told her to dress nice. Told her it was just the two of us. All of that was a lie. Behind the scenes, I called both our parents. Told them I was planning a surprise anniversary celebration and needed them there. Something special, I said. Sam's gonna love it. My mom teared up. Her mom offered to bring a homemade cake. Her dad said, about damn time you did something flashy. Lisa knew, of course. She was the one helping coordinate the logistics. You sure about this? She asked. Dead sure. Saturday came fast. Samantha packed a weekend bag with designer lingerie and fancy perfume. She wore the gold necklace I gave her on our second anniversary, the one she hadn't touched in years. I drove us to the Airbnb. She didn't even flinch when we pulled up. Looks even better than I remember, she said, kissing my cheek. I carried her bag up the stairs, just like before. Inside, she twirled once. God, this place takes me back. I smiled. Dinner's at 7. She took a long shower. Came out in a dress I hadn't seen in months. Tight. Red. The one she wore when we went to that wine tasting in Fredericksburg. You clean up nice, she teased, straightening my collar. So do you. The knock came right on time. She raised an eyebrow. Did you order something? I shrugged. Sort of. She opened the door. And there they were. Her parents. My parents. Lisa. Andy. Aunts. Uncles. All dressed for a party. She froze. What? What is this? Anniversary dinner, I said, stepping beside her. Surprise. She blinked fast. Smiled on reflex. Hugged her mother like she wasn't panicking. But her eyes flicked to me. Nervous. I poured wine. Played host. Toasted to love. To loyalty. She kept checking her phone. Probably waiting for Andrew to text. probably wondering if he'd show up and ruin everything. But no, that part would be on me. "What's this toast you've planned?" she asked, wine glass in hand. I smiled. "Oh," I said, "you'll see." Every kiss that night made me want to vomit. She clung to my arm like she couldn't get enough of me, whispered things in my ear she hadn't said in years. I let her. I kissed her back. I smiled for every photo, played the doting husband. Inside, I was hollowing out. The family raved about the Airbnb. Samantha kept saying, "Isn't this just perfect? Dan always surprises me like this." Her mom teared up over the candlelit dinner. My dad gave a short speech about commitment. Lisa kept pouring wine and side-eyeing me like she was waiting for the axe to fall. It wasn't time. Not yet. I needed her to believe she was safe, that she'd fooled me, that I was still the sweet, clueless idiot who made pancakes every Sunday and sent flowers every month to her office. But every time her hand touched mine, my skin crawled. Later that night, when everyone had left and we were finally alone, she climbed onto my lap with a soft sigh. "This was perfect," she whispered. "I don't know what I did to deserve you." I almost laughed. Almost. But I just kissed her neck and said, "I love you." She moaned a little and reached for her phone, maybe to set an alarm, maybe to text her little secret. I watched her open the messaging app. Saw her type. I memorized every letter. "Can't wait until next weekend face-blowing a kiss." She hit send and locked her screen like I hadn't just seen it. Like she wasn't texting another man while straddling her husband. My stomach turned. "I need to grab something from the car," I said softly. She nodded, eyes closed. I stepped outside into the cool night and took a deep breath. Then I opened my folder. Added the message to the archive. The last piece was falling into place. She laughed the loudest that night. Every joke my dad made, every compliment her mom gave. Samantha responded like she was auditioning for a role she didn't realize was about to be cut. Her laugh was high, fake, and sharp around the edges. The wine helped. A lot of it. Glass after glass, topped off by Lisa, who floated around the room like an innocent server but never missed a beat. She was watching everything. Every twitch, every glance, every slip. Our parents thought we were #couple goals. Her dad actually said it out loud. "You two just get each other." I wanted to scream. Instead, I smiled. Clinked glasses. Let Samantha take my hand under the table like we were 22 again. She was playing house. So was I? Everyone thought we were in love. Except Lisa. She cornered me in the kitchen during dessert. "You good?" "Peachy," I muttered, slicing the cake her mom brought. "You look like you're about to pass out." "I'm just tired." Lisa leaned in, lowering her voice. I saw her check her phone 3 times during dinner. One of those times, she smiled like someone just told her a dirty secret. I nodded. Let her smile. She won't be smiling tomorrow. Lisa raised an eyebrow. "You sure you want to do this in front of everyone?" "Yes." She looked at me for a second longer, then nodded. "Okay, then I hope you burn the whole house down." Back in the living room, Samantha was mid-story about our supposed recent getaway to San Antonio. "We stayed in this gorgeous little boutique hotel," she gushed. "Dan booked the whole thing. Last minute. He's so spontaneous." The crowd awed. I just sipped my wine and imagined that same smile on her face when she lied to Andrew. She caught my eye and gave me this look, soft, smug, like she had me wrapped around her finger. I raised my glass. "To honesty," I said suddenly. The room quieted. "To the things we think we can hide, and the ones who think they'll never be found out." A ripple of polite laughter. Samantha blinked. "What's this toast you've planned?" she asked again, trying to keep her voice light. I looked around the room. "Something special," I said, standing. Everyone turned. Samantha's wine glass hovered in midair. Time to let the match drop. I held the wine glass up, fingers steady. The room fell into a hush. Just clinks of silverware and the low hum of the Bluetooth speaker playing some soft indie playlist Samantha curated months ago. She smiled at me, unsure, maybe nervous, but still playing the role. "First off," I said, clearing my throat, "thank you all for coming. It means a lot to have both of our families here tonight." Nods and murmurs. Samantha reached for my hand across the table. I didn't take it. "I've been thinking a lot about love," I continued. "What it means. How it's not just big gestures or vacations or matching pajamas on Instagram." Soft laughter. Her mom nodded along. "It's what happens when nobody's watching. What choices you make when it's inconvenient. What you do when you think no one will ever find out." Samantha's smile twitched. Just a little. Lisa leaned forward. I turned toward Samantha. Marriage, I said, is built on trust. And trust is a fragile thing. I raised my glass. So tonight, I want to toast to the truth. Because eventually, it always finds the light. The glass touched my lips, but I didn't drink. No one else did either. Babe? Samantha said, her voice tight. What's going on? I set my glass down. I've got a little something planned. A surprise within a surprise. Her eyes narrowed. What kind of surprise? I walked to the corner of the room, picked up the remote I'd stashed behind the lamp, and aimed it at the TV. It's a short presentation, I said calmly. Dan, she warned, half laughing. What the hell are you doing? The screen lit up. Slide 1, our wedding photo. Slide 2, a picture from our 3rd anniversary in Sedona. Slide 3, Samantha and Andrew, outside the Airbnb. Her lips on his cheek, his hand on her hip. Gasps filled the room. Her mother dropped her wine glass. It shattered like a gunshot. Her dad stood up, jaw clenched. Dan, she hissed, face drained. Turn it off. I clicked again. Slide 4, the GPS tracker map. A pin sitting right on 4th and Rio Grande. Slide 5, her text to Andrew. Can't wait until next weekend, face blowing a kiss. Her voice cracked. Stop. I looked at her. You want to keep going? Or should we let the room decide what happens next? Silence. You could hear her heart break. But mine had already shattered days ago. This was justice. She was frozen. A rabbit in headlights. Everyone else stared at the screen like it had just opened a trapdoor beneath them. Lisa? She just leaned back in her chair and crossed her arms. Samantha tried to speak. That's not. I clicked again. Slide 6. A time-stamped image from Lisa's phone. Her and Andrew leaving the Airbnb. Slide 7. The text. Wi-Fi's so bad here. Can't FaceTime tonight, red heart. Slide 8. A side-by-side comparison. Her location on the tracker and the lie she texted me at the same time. Her mother was crying. Her dad had sat back down, but looked like he was gripping the edge of the chair to keep from exploding. Andrew's name filled the room like poison. My dad just stared at Samantha, blinking slowly. Like he couldn't reconcile the girl who hugged him every Christmas with the one kissing another man on slide 3. Samantha stood up. I can explain, she said, voice cracking. It's not what you think. Oh, I said. Then help me understand what it is. Walk us through slide 9. I clicked. Slide 9. A photo of her phone screen, taken while she slept. The thread between her and Andrew. Dozens of messages. Plans. Flirty emojis. Inside jokes. Voice notes I'd recorded and transcribed. Her face went red. Not with shame. With fury. You went through my phone, she snapped. You cheated. I snapped back. I just opened the curtain. She turned to the room, eyes wild. He's manipulating this. He's twisting everything. I held up my hand. Do you deny that's your face in those photos? Silence. Do you deny Andrew Reyes is your coworker? More silence. Do you deny being at the Airbnb on the days I tracked your car there? She sat down. Not because she wanted to. Because her knees gave out. I turned to our families. I didn't want this. But I couldn't pretend anymore. Not with you all here. You deserve to know who she really is. A beat of stillness. Then Lisa stood and started collecting the plates. Guest desserts canceled. The door opened. Someone left. Then another. I didn't move. Neither did Samantha. Until her phone rang. And on the screen, the name lit up. Andrew Reyes. She lunged for it. I beat her to it. I pressed accept. Then I hit speaker. Hey baby, got the room again for Friday? Andrew's voice filled the Airbnb like a curse. Low. Casual. Like they were mid-conversation. Like I wasn't real. Samantha screamed. Turn it off. I held the phone steady. Oh, it's off all right. So is the mask. Her father looked like he was going to vomit. Her mother had tears streaming down her face. My mom stared into her lap. My dad stood, hand on my shoulder, and whispered, Enough, son. But it wasn't. Not yet. Samantha lunged again, trying to grab the phone. I pulled it back. Andrew was still talking. Same wine you like is already there. Might even let you pick the music this time. Shut it, OFF, she screamed, grabbing a wine glass and hurling it across the room. It missed me by inches. Lisa stood between us in a flash. Try that again, and I swear to God. You ruined this. Samantha yelled, face red, voice breaking. You had to do it like this? In front of my parents? In front of everyone. I stepped forward, slowly. I didn't ruin anything. You did. I just showed them what was already broken. She shook her head, pacing like a caged animal. You don't understand. You don't see what it's been like. What's been like? She stopped, looked at me, and said it. You've been emotionally absent for years. Always in your clinic. Always with your patients. Never with me. I blinked. So that's your excuse? I work too much? You stopped looking at me like I mattered. I almost laughed. You mean after I paid for your degree? Built you a home office? Held you through 3 miscarriages? After all that, I stopped looking at you, right? Her lips quivered. You chose him, I said quietly. And you did it over and over. With lies, with weekends, with your whole damn body. So don't stand there and act like I pushed you into it. She looked like she wanted to speak. Then the phone buzzed again. Another message. From Andrew. Lisa picked it up before she could read it, then looked at me. Her voice flat. He sent a picture. He's waiting at the Airbnb. Says he brought new sheets. White ones. Samantha covered her face and screamed. Get out. All of you get out. Her dad stood. You don't get to give orders tonight. Her mom just sobbed. My God, Sam, what did you do? I turned. Walked toward the door. She chased after me. Dan. Wait. Please. I paused. She reached for my hand. Please. We can fix this. I looked at her, really looked, and for the first time in years, I saw her clearly. I'm done pretending, I said. Then I opened the door and left her behind. I didn't make it far. Halfway down the stairs, I stopped. The weight of everything hit me, not just the betrayal, but the silence that followed it. The house behind me was no longer a home. It was a crime scene. I looked down at the phone still in my hand. Andrew had hung up, but the damage was done. Or so I thought, until it buzzed again. Another call. Same name. I walked back up. Samantha was on the floor, her back against the wall, hair wild, mascara streaked like war paint. She looked up at me, mouth open to beg again. I answered the call. Put it on speaker. His voice came through. Hey babe, you there? Everything okay? You ghosted me. Samantha's eyes widened in horror. He kept going. Got the Airbnb all set up. Candles, your wine, even that playlist you love. You coming or what? Dead silence. Then I spoke. She's a little busy right now. There was a pause on the line. Then, who the hell is this? The husband. Another pause. Oh shit. I smiled. Yeah, that's the correct response. Behind me, someone stifled a laugh. Lisa, probably. Listen, Andrew started. This is between me and Sam, man. I didn't know. Didn't know she was married? He hesitated. I mean, she said things were complicated. That you were basically separated. I turned to Samantha. Her face said everything. You two deserve each other, I said flatly. She lies to me. You lied to your wife. Perfect match. The call ended. I looked at Samantha. You didn't even tell him the truth, did you? She didn't answer. Just sat there, shrinking by the second. The room was quiet again, but not peaceful. More like the stillness after a car crash. I turned back to everyone. I think that's enough speakerphone truth for one night. Then I dropped her phone on the coffee table. Cracked screen. Fitting. I left her there. On the floor. Alone. In the wreckage she built with her own hands. Outside, the air was thick with that late Texas summer heat, but I felt cold. Hollowed out. Like whatever had kept me standing all this time had finally drained from my spine. Lisa followed me out to the street. Didn't say anything right away. Just stood beside me while I stared down at the curb like it might give me answers. Then she said, You sure you don't want to punch him? I gave a half laugh. Not worth it. She nodded. You okay? No. Good. Means you're not numb. We stood there a while longer. I could still hear murmurs from inside. Her mom crying. Her dad demanding answers. My parents awkwardly excusing themselves. Chair scraping. Glasses clinking. Samantha didn't follow me out this time. Until I was almost in my car. Then the door flew open and she ran barefoot onto the sidewalk. Dan, please. Don't leave like this. I turned slowly. Said nothing. She came closer. We can fix this. I'll do therapy. I'll quit my job. Stop. She froze. I already gave you years to fix it. And you used them to make it worse. Her lip trembled. It didn't mean anything. You said that every time we lost a pregnancy too. That stopped her cold. I begged you to grieve with me, I said. And you ran. Every time. Into work. Into distractions. And now I know, into someone else's bed. I didn't know how to handle it, she whispered. Neither did I. But I stayed. You didn't. She looked down, then back up. You don't have to ruin everything. We can recover. People make mistakes. This wasn't a mistake, I said. It was a pattern. Then I opened my car door. Dan, wait. Please. I looked at her one last time. Don't contact me unless it's through a lawyer. She stepped back like I slapped her. And I drove off. Didn't look in the mirror. Didn't want to see her chasing me again. The next morning, I walked into a law office at 9:03 a.m. Sharp. I had a folder. Inside, screenshots, call logs, photo evidence. A printed transcript of Andrew's speakerphone confession. The lawyer flipped through it like she was reading a thriller. I assume we're filing? She asked. I nodded. With cause. Full documentation. She smiled. You've done your homework. You have no idea. She took a pen. Let's begin. Filing for divorce didn't feel like I thought it would. No fanfare. No rush of liberation. Just silence. Just a signature. And then another. I watched the ink dry like it might whisper something back to me. Closure maybe. Or confirmation. Instead, it just stared up like any other form. Like a DMV slip. Samantha was officially served 3 days later. At work. Right after her weekly team meeting. Lisa had suggested it. Hit her where the facade lives. I didn't argue. The papers were hand-delivered by a courier. Straight to her glass-walled office where her team could see every pale inch of her reaction. I didn't get to witness it, but I imagined it well. The freeze. The fake smile. The tight jaw. The sharp inhale. The excuses that followed. My lawyer called that afternoon. She tried to push back, she said. Wants mediation. Wants to talk things out. But with the receipts you gave me, she doesn't have much ground. Good, I said. Let her sit in it. And then, because of course she did, Samantha tried to beat me to the narrative. I found out when my phone buzzed with a screenshot from Lisa. Her Instagram story, a black and white photo of our wedding rings on the counter. Captioned, sometimes people grow apart. We still love and respect each other. Please give us privacy during this time. I nearly threw my phone. Respect? She cheated in an Airbnb with a married man and posted about mutual respect? I didn't reply. I posted instead. A short video. Just me, sitting in the clinic after hours. Calm. Steady. Not angry, just factual. Hey everyone. I've been quiet the last few days. But I saw the post, and I think it's time for some truth. Then I laid it out. The lies. The affair. The receipts. No rage. No slander. Just the story, backed by photos and texts. I blurred Andrew's face. But not Samantha's. It wasn't revenge. It was reality. Within an hour, it had over 3,000 views. By the next morning, 10,000. And in the flood of DMs, one stood out. Andrew's wife. Thank you. I had no idea. Her story got maybe 400 views. Mine crossed 50,000 by the end of the week. I wasn't trying to go viral. I wasn't out for blood. I just wanted truth. Undiluted. Unedited. And people listened. Turns out the internet doesn't love curated heartbreak with artsy filters and generic hashtags. It loves receipts. It loves calm exposure. It loves watching the polished ones crack. Samantha never responded to my video publicly. But the silence said enough. Her coworkers stopped liking her posts. The brand deals she chased? Quiet. Her image, clean, corporate, collected, started to fray. People asked questions. Whispers followed her into elevators and out of meetings. Lisa said she saw her at Whole Foods looking like a ghost. Hair undone. No makeup. Just standing in the cereal aisle, staring like she forgot what she came for. Meanwhile, Andrew's wife kept messaging me. Her name was Carla. She'd been with Andrew for 11 years. 2 kids. 1 dog. She didn't want drama. She wanted truth. So I gave it to her. We swapped timelines. Compared screenshots. Her stomach turned with every overlap. He was with her the weekend of my birthday, she messaged. Said he was at a company retreat. Same lie he gave me. I replied. Thank you for the video, she said again. You woke me up. I didn't respond right away. Because part of me hated it. That this was how people found out. That it had to be public. That privacy was a luxury they forfeited the moment they chose lies. But another part of me, the broken, angry, sleepless part, that part felt vindicated. The truth didn't just burn. It cleansed. The fallout spread like wildfire. Carla filed her own papers within days. Posted a quiet, dignified statement about healing and betrayal. Her friends rallied around her. So did mine. Even my quiet cousin from Nebraska sent a message, heard what happened. You didn't deserve that. Proud of how you handled it. And then came the final blow. A former co-worker of Andrew's commented under my video. This guy's been pulling this same act for years. Glad someone finally called it out. Turns out Samantha wasn't the first. Not even close. Just the most recent name on a list. When I told Lisa, she just said, figures. By then, Samantha had deleted her Instagram. Too many questions. Too many tags. Too many reminders. And on a quiet Thursday morning, 2 weeks after the video dropped, I heard the front door of my clinic open. I looked up. It was her. Samantha. No makeup. Pale. Holding a manila envelope. I signed, she said quietly. I'm not contesting it. I nodded. She hesitated. Then, barely audible. Do you still think about us? I stared at her for a long second. Then stood, walked around the counter, and said the coldest thing I've ever said. No. The thing about the internet? It never forgets. Even when you delete the story. Even when you deactivate accounts. Even when you go silent. There's always someone who screenshotted. Someone who remembers. Someone who tells someone else. That's what happened to Andrew. Carla's post, measured, mature, with just enough detail to hint at the truth, got picked up by a local divorce support page. From there, Reddit. Then TikTok. Within 48 hours, his name was everywhere. Corporate cheater exposed by husband's slideshow. Wife finds out via speakerphone call, at dinner with both families. Revenge level, savage. I didn't comment. I didn't share. I didn't need to. The echo chamber did the work. Andrew's firm placed him on leave. Carla filed for full custody. And the other women? They came out of the woodwork. 3 DMs in one day. 2 were co-workers. 1 was someone he met at a conference in Portland. All of them said the same thing. Thank you. Turns out, Andrew wasn't just cheating on one wife. He was cheating on 2. One he married in Vegas back in 2008. Never told Carla. That part. I found out through a legal blogger who linked court records in a thread. The man was living a triple life. And Samantha? She was just another chapter in his fantasy. Lisa said it best. He was never hers. She just thought she was special. I stopped checking the updates after a while. Let the algorithms run their course. Let the people comment, repost, rage. My war was over. And I'd won. One morning, I opened my clinic early. Had back-to-back appointments. Felt almost normal again. Until around 3 p.m. when the door chimed. And there she was. Samantha. Again. Hair clean this time. Makeup light. But eyes tired. Shoulders slumped. I shouldn't be here, she said. No, I replied. You shouldn't. She didn't argue. Just stepped closer. I don't want to talk about the past. I know I ruined everything. I don't know how to move forward. I looked at her. Long and hard. You don't move forward by going backward. She nodded. And then the whisper. Is she pretty? I blinked. Who? Your new girlfriend. I didn't answer. Just turned away. Back to my desk. Back to my life. Because her chapter was over. The final papers came in a thin, beige envelope. Stamped. Sealed. Final. It arrived on a Monday. Ordinary. Bright. The kind of day we used to call a coffee on the porch morning. I didn't open it right away. Just left it on the kitchen counter while I made breakfast. Eggs. Toast. Music low. I lived alone now. And it was quiet in a way I'd grown to love. When I finally slid it open, the language was dry. Legal. Unemotional. But I felt it. Divorced. Not separated. Not pending. Not in mediation. Done. It didn't hurt like I thought it would. It just felt clean. I folded the papers. Filed them in a drawer. Moved on. Later that week, I took my new girlfriend to the same farmer's market I used to visit with Samantha. She laughed at my dumb jokes. Bought flowers from the vendor I forgot I missed. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. Honest. And when she looked at me, I didn't feel like I was being measured or managed. I felt seen. We left with fresh strawberries and plans for next weekend. I didn't check my phone once. But later that night, after she fell asleep on my chest, I glanced at the screen. 1 missed call. Samantha. No voicemail. No message. I didn't call back. Didn't need to. Because the next day, Lisa sent me a photo. No caption. Just the image. Samantha. Standing alone outside the Airbnb. The same one. Looking up at the windows. Like they might still hold a piece of the lie she lived inside. Same scarf. Same spot on the sidewalk. But no Andrew. No suitcase. No mask. Just her. And silence. I looked at the photo for a long time, then deleted it. That chapter didn't belong to me anymore. I told her once, long ago, in the middle of some stupid fight. This just isn't working anymore. She'd rolled her eyes then, dismissed it. Now I said it again. To myself. To the past. To the ghost of who we used to be. This just isn't working anymore. Then I walked outside, where she couldn't follow, and drove off. With someone new. And free.